the middle of the week. Oh my goodness.
It's Wednesday.
And it's cold out.
It is a cold morning.
Thanks
a
for
little
joining us.
icy out there. You know, my husband's getting very, very spoiled. Because,
Why is that?
You know, it snowed yesterday.
Yeah. And he loves snow?
Well, he sort of loves snow. However, we have our college kids are still home. You know, Jake is staying home for the next couple weeks because January 27 he leaves for Israel. He'll be spending 5 months there studying. And so last night Jake got home from work around 8:30 and shoveled the drive, shoveled the sidewalk, and my husband was sitting there watching the Sugar Bowl. And I thought, you're going to have 5 months of alone time with the lawn and with the shoveling.
Well, that's when all the hard work of parenthood pays off. When you can actually say, hey, will you please go out and mow the lawn?
Okay.
I'm sure it's not like, hey, will you please? It's like, get outside.
Here was the best part. Jacob did not even have to be asked. He didn't even come in the house after getting home from work. I saw his car pull up, and then I heard the scraping, and I thought, wow. That's really awesome. He's really grown up. He's almost 21.
Good for you. He's a really good kid. All of your kids are very good kids.
Thanks.
All 3 of them.
Very hard
it's
workers.
Wonderful to have them at home right now.
It is really awesome.
So,
I'm getting very
Terri,
spoiled.
Are you richer this morning?
Okay, I couldn't help myself. I had to go get gas yesterday, and I thought if there's not a line, I'm going to buy one of the Mega Millions.
Did you go to the Speedway on 68th Street?
I'm so bummed because that's where I always get gas.
You're kidding me.
And I did not go there yesterday. I went to the Family Fair on 84th Street and got gas because there was a winning ticket.
Yeah, and it was sold to someone who bought it. $10,000 we're hearing?
$10,000 is the big winner. Well, here's my ticket. I did 5 quick picks. Now, it was, you can see it's all crumpled because it was in the trash.
Okay.
And then I dug it out of the trash.
You didn't do lucky numbers?
No.
You should have done 8s.
I should have done. Next time next time it gets over $300 million, I'll do 8. So here's the thing. Gary Allen at Wood Radio, one of my dear, dear friends, right? So I dug this out of the garbage can because he told me, I was telling him the only number that I actually matched was the quick pick ball, the mega ball. I got it 42.
Right.
And he said that makes this ticket worth $10.
Hey, are you serious?
Is that true? Or am I going to go into a store and say, hey, can I have and they'll say,
well, if you don't trust it, I'll take it, and I'll be the one that goes in and do it, because I think it's worth $10. Okay. I mean, to go and try.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, Mike and Vala, our director, just said it's not true. Well, here's the scoop. I actually get $10 anyway because Gary and I bet $10. If this is worth $10, I would give him $10, and if it's not worth $10, he just give me $10. So I get $10 either way.
Wow. Well, it's worth a try. We didn't get the ticket. It did go through my head to think and get a ticket because, you know, it's fun to kind of dream what you would do if you were to win all that money.
Well, that was the conversation
I don't think I had time, and I just, you know, never get there.
Never get there.
And never do it.
I decided with Jen, my almost 13-year-old, my big basketball player, that if we won, we would move into a house that had a basketball court inside, so she could always play hoops and shoot inside. So that would be our dream purchase.
Very nice. Well, I brought in this. Many people have probably seen this, Terri. Revue magazine. Yeah. It is the West Michigan Entertainment Guide. I love to pick it up. You can get it in downtown hotspots and stores and all kinds of places around the area. They do a really great job of doing a whole breakdown of places to go for great music or restaurants and what's happening. They do some really cool articles about the really hip scene. And so they decided to take a big look at fashion, and it says Grand Couture right here because local fashion has really exploded. We've seen a lot of events celebrating, you know, the runway on Monroe, the style battle that happened during Art Prize. So they did this spread. It was really cool, and I was really honored because they interviewed a lot of people for it. And they talked to me.
Hey, Rachael, that's awesome.
So if you see it, pick it up because it's really interesting. You know, it starts out, it says, like many local media personalities, Rachael Ruiz gets a clothing allowance, which we do here because Wood TV is generous. And it says, it's a great perk because fashion is not just an occupational necessity for Ruiz. I love to shop, which is true.
Yes.
But 8 West here, we try to expose people to fab finds and some really great things and great deals. And of course, fashion is that. But as we've explored on our show, they also talked to Rebecca Weirda, which is the president of Lee's, and some other great people that we featured on 8 West about the scene. And what I find is amazing, I have a lot of friends and people that I know that have shops or are designers that are creating. They live here in West Michigan and they're selling their clothes or their jewelry around the world. And it's really a time where I like to travel, you know, whether going to Detroit or on a trip to Chicago, and always will do some shopping, but more than ever, there's so many great things to buy here locally with local stores.
Right. I know you'll walk into the studio and I'll say, where'd you get that? And you'll say, well, this little shop in Easttown, or this little shop in East Grand Rapids, this little shop downtown, or on the lakeshore too.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones, and you just kind of need to know, and it's actually really fun to find them. Like this dress I have on, Gina's Boutique in downtown Grand Rapids.
Cute.
A really great place to go. You're supporting the local economy. Downtown happens to be my neighborhood, so I feel a really big draw towards supporting those businesses down there. But it really goes a long way. I mean, it goes all the way from like Meijer versus Walmart. You know, Meijer gives us Meijer Gardens, the Heart Center. Of course I'm going to shop at Meijer.
Right, exactly.
And so
run the
it's a great thing. And it's a really interesting article, and it's a good magazine. If you see it, pick it up, because they do a great job on Revue.
Chock full of information, and it's free.
Yes.
No.
That's the best part.
Prize for you. Okay, well, you were getting your opportunity to debut in Revue magazine yesterday. I decided I went on a little shoot over at the Spartan Culinary Institute, which was really wonderful. Spent some time with Roz, and chicken is on sale. The skinless, boneless chicken breast on sale this week.
Did you stock up? Because that's a great thing to stock
up. Well, so
on.
I did grilled chicken Monday. And yesterday I just had this craving for homemade chicken soup, and so I shopped while I was there, went home, threw everything in the pot, and I was digging through my spice cupboard. I couldn't find my celery salt, which is one of my secret ingredients for homemade chicken soup. And so anyway, so I just had it with my spice cupboard, and so I started taking everything out. I took everything out of my spice cupboard, wiped the whole thing down. I had duplicates of things, I had expired things, and so I just kind of decided I was going to do a big purge and organize my spice cupboard. And so half of these ended up in the trash, and then I organized everything, and so the finished product is
that is beautiful.
Completely organized,
site.
Alphabetized. The top shelf is for the tall stuff, the middle stuff is for baking, and the bottom are the spices that I would use for actually cooking. And the cool thing is, my New Year's resolutions, I did not make one this year about organizing, and this is the
coming natural
big thing that I have organized this year.
Maybe that's why it's getting done. It's so funny. I have this thing about spices. I think it's hard to tell, and they just linger in there because you don't use some of them all the time.
Right.
I have a confession. I took some sour cream yesterday out of my fridge that expired in July.
Really?
It was in the back. I was like, I'm disgusted. I wouldn't have eaten it, but I mean, it was just kind of stuck behind things.
Yeah.
And I was like,
easy for that to happen.
You need to look those dates.
So there you go. So my key to being organized this year is, as Jacqueline mentioned to me yesterday, the fact that I didn't resolve to do it. I'm just doing it on my own free will.
Good for you, Terri.
There you go.
You're inspiring.
I hope so.